Today was the release of Maze of Millennia, and we have 10 brand new Flame Swordsman related cards released to the TCG. And they are under the Fighting Flame category, so that is a brand new archetype. And these are cards just like what they did with Gate Guardian. So let's take on the first one and let's see what it does. First off, we have Fighting Flame Swordsman. It is a level 4 Fire Warrior effect monster, 1800 attack, 1600 defense, and if this card is normal to special summon, you can add one spell or trap card that mentions Flame Swordsman from your deck to your hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can send one Flame Swordsman or one monster that mentions it from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard except Fighting Flame Swordsman. And you can only use each effect of Fighting Flame Swordsman once per turn. Already off to a very interesting start, and honestly, let's hope the rest of the support is very good because so far it's actually alright of a card. So let's get into the next card. We have a retrain of Salamandra, or actually a Salamandra monster. This is Salamandra, the Flying Flame Dragon. It's a level 2 Fire Dragon effect monster, 700 attack and 1600 defense. While this card is equipped to Flame Swordsman or a monster that mentions it, the equipped monster gains 700 attack. You can only use each of the following effects of Salamandra, the Flying Flame Dragon, once per turn. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can target one warrior monster you control. Equip this card to that monster you control as an equipped spell. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add one Salamandra spell or trap from your deck to your hand. This is relatively good because it can get to any of your Salamandra spell and trap cards, as we do have a few of them to look at later on. But so far, we're actually off to a really great start with this support. Now, for the final monster we have, it's a retrain of Mirage Knight from back in the day, and I'm really happy that it got a retrain, as I was hoping it was going to be. Now, this new retrain is centered around Flame Swordsman, once again, being Mirage Swordsman. It is a level 8 Fire Warrior, 2800, 2000. If a face-up fire fusion monsters you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon this card from your graveyard if it was there when the monster was destroyed, or hand even if not. At the start of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, you can destroy both battling monsters. If this card is destroyed by battle or another card's effect, you can special summon one level 7 or lower monster that is Flame Swordsman or mentions it from your deck or extra deck. You can only use each effect of Mirage Swordsman once per turn. This is a really good card. Being able to cheat out any Flame Swordsman monster really is very good, or any monster that mentions it is really, really powerful. So this might have some implications with other archetypes. So I can't wait to see what happens with that. Now let's get to the extra deck, as we have two monsters to go over, and the first one is Ultimate Flame Swordsman. It's a level 8 Fire Warrior Fusion effect monster, 2800 attack and 1600 defense that takes Flame Swordsman plus one Fighting Flame Dragon. You can target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it, and if you do, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. This is a quick effect if this card is equipped with an equip spell. At the start of the damage step, if this card battles, you can double this card's attack until the end of this turn, but if you do, destroy it during the end phase of this turn. You can only use each effect of Ultimate Flame Swordsman once per turn. This is an alright fusion retrain, and honestly, it's very interesting, and I wonder what else that the cards do to protect it from being destroyed, or also help it make it where you can easily replace the card. But honestly, so far, the monsters are already good enough, but this fusion is a little lacking on the other side. After that, we're going to be taking a look at the dragon that was on Salamandra all these years ago. With this brand new fusion monster, we have Fighting Flame Dragon. It is a Fire Dragon fusion effect, level 5, 1700 attack and 1600 defense, and it takes one dragon monster plus one Fire Warrior monster. Except during the damage step, quick effect, you can target one warrior fusion monster you control. Equip this card from your field or graveyard to that monster you control as an equip spell. You can only use this effect of Fighting Flame Dragon once per turn. While this card is equipped to a Flame Swordsman or a monster that mentions it, the equipped monster gains 700 attack and can make a second attack during each battle phase. So realistically, the reason why that it says except during the damage step right on the front of it is because it doesn't modulate attack until it's fully resolved. Unlike any other card like Honest or anything. So realistically, you can't do any damage step shenanigans with it, which is absolutely fine. Because this is more of a part of a card for the whole deck to utilize. After the wild side of the fusions, let's get into the spell cards as we have 3 of them. And first off, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new continuous spell card, Flame Sword's Realm. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects when you normal summon a Fire Warrior monster. Once per turn, you could send 1 monster from your hand or face-up field to the graveyard. Special summon 1 Flame Swordsman monster from your extra deck. This is treated as a fusion summon. Once per turn, when a monster declares an attack, you can target 1 warrior monster you control. Until the end of this turn, it loses exactly 1,000 attack, but all other monsters you currently control gain 1,000 attack. This smells like an OTK is waiting to happen. Plus, this all helps with Fire Warrior, just generic, being able to slap out a Fire Fusion monster, a Fire Warrior Fusion monster by just sending 1 monster you control from your hand to the graveyard. So we could start some interesting combos overall. This is very good because it can potentially OTK you. It's a free card that you can summon out. I'm glad that they banned Isolde before that this stuff came out, so it really makes sense that this does what it does. Next up, we have a card that I've been waiting to read for quite a little bit here since revealed, and it is an equip spell, or yes, an equip spell, being Salamander Fusion. It is a equip spell, and you can only equip to a Fire Warrior monster. Gain 700 attack, and if the equip monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy this card instead. So there's your protection for Ultimate Flame Swordsman. While this card is equipped to a fusion monster you control, you can send this card and the equipped monster to the graveyard, and if you do special summon 1 Flame Swordsman or 1 fusion monster that mentions it from your extra deck, this is treated as a fusion summon. You can only use this effect of Salamander Fusion once per turn. So literally this just gets out Ultimate Flame Swordsman. That's absolutely fine. Because being able to tutor out something from the extra deck with little to no cost is a good way to do things, and this is also searchable off of a few things that mention Fusion Spell card. But it's also weird because it's an equip Fusion Spell card, so it's going to be a little weird to do some research on what cards could search this, but realistically, it should be absolutely fine. Next up, I think this is going to be one of the more important cards of the deck, as it's a quick play spell card, and realistically looking at it, Fighting Flame Swordsman Fighting Flame Sword is a very, very interesting card, as you can activate one of these effects. Add 1 card from your deck to your hand that mentions Flame Swordsman, except Fighting Flame Sword. When an attack is declared involving a warrior monster you control, you can target 1 card on the field, destroy it. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a Flame Swordsman or a monster that mentions it, that you control, negate that effect, and you can only activate 1 Fighting Flame Sword per turn. So, a Reinforcements of the Army for the deck. Something that can destroy something during battle declaration, or just a negate. Overall, that's really strong on the card, and I wonder how consistent this deck is going to be because that third effect is there. Would you rather get a search, or would you rather have it to protect from a card or effect that targets, like Imperm? So that's one thing that testing will have to prove for that. Next up, we have a brand new trap card, which is a normal trap card. So we have Salamangreat with Chain. It is a retrain of Kunai with Chain, of course, and you can target 1 Fire Ward or 1 Fire monster on the field, equip this card to it as an equipped card that gives 700 attack. Then you could change 1 effect monster on the field to face down defense position. You can banish this card from your graveyard, fusion summon 1 Fire Warrior or Dragon Fusion monster from your extra deck by shuffling its materials from your hand, field, and or graveyard into the deck, but destroy it during end phase, and you can only use this effect of Salamandra with Chain once per turn. So realistically, a very, very powerful trap card because it gets the Book of Moon, and it can fusion summon because trap cards in the graveyard are normally quick effects. So this could get you out of a slight pinch, but realistically, I think it might be a 2-of. But there might be ways to recycle stuff. So there's that as well. I'm gonna have to do quite a bit of testing with this stuff. And now finally onto the last card, we have Flame Sword's Dance being a normal trap card. So we have another normal trap card. And if a monster is special summoned, you could, or special summon one level 7 or lower fusion monster from your extra deck that is Flame Swordsman or mentions it. Then you could change one face-up monster on the field to face-down defense position. During your opponent's battle phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard and tribute one face-down defense position monster. Special summon one Flame Swordsman or one monster that mentions it from your deck or extra deck, and you can only use this effect of Flame Sword's Dance once per turn. So realistically, we can get Dark Flare Knight out because it mentions Flame Swordsman. Maybe. But overall, this is also another good card because it's type of interruption that can get you another monster out. So realistically, this stuff is pretty good. But I want to know what you guys think about these cards. I really think that they're very cool. They're pretty good overall. Last year, Gate Guardian was actually amazing. This year's Flame Swordsman, pretty good. So far, I think 2 for 2 on good generic support. But anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video going over the Flame Swordsman deck. If you are new here, please hit that like button and subscribe because I upload constantly whenever we have news or whenever I feel like it. But anyways, I've been Bolt Spider. See you guys in the next video, and goodbye.